Hello, and welcome to another segment of Ask the Experts, a series where we explore health research in practice. My name is Scanlon, and I am the Director of the Center for Healthcare Policy Research. I'll be your host today, and I'm pleased to be joined today by Jennifer Kraschnewski, Dr. Jennifer Kraschnewski, Associate Professor of Pediatrics and Public Health Sciences at the College of Medicine at Penn State Hershey. Jennifer is also the Executive Director of the Penn State Pro Wellness Project, and she's co-chair of the Penn State CTSI Community Engaged Research Corps. So Jen, welcome and thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Sure. So today we're going to explore engaging community partners in health sciences research. It may seem obvious that we may want to kind of engage others outside of the walls of academia in our research, but surprisingly, it doesn't happen nearly as much as some think that it should. So I want to maybe start with a little bit of definitional work, Jen, and maybe you can tell us what this concept of community-engaged research is, and perhaps you might want to talk about some of the other terms that are often used with it, like community-based participatory research and so forth.
Absolutely. So community-engaged research is really a very wide spectrum of different types of research. And this can involve anything from a very light touch with engaging community to a very more hands-on approach, such as one end of the spectrum would be community-based participatory research. Community-based participatory research is a very specific way of engaging the community in which the community actually sets the agenda for the research. So researchers partner with a community that's identified and really allow that community to drive the research agenda. On the other end of the spectrum, we have research projects that come to the community to engage them in different aspects of that project. Perhaps it's partnering with community organizations to have them assist with study recruitment. It might be going to them with the results of a research study and asking for their assistance in disseminating those study results. So there can be any variety and intensity of engagement with the community, and it really depends on what seems to work best for the community partner as well as the researcher.
So from your perspective, at a major research institution like Penn State and a major academic medical center like Penn State where lots of research is conducted, how common is it to actually engage community partners? Is this something that happens routinely, or is it something that perhaps needs to happen more?
That's a great question. So unfortunately, this is not something that happens as much as we think it should happen, despite the idea that, of course, you would want to know what communities think about the type of work you're doing to make sure that the study and the results would resonate with actually helping to move health forward within our communities. This really only happens in a small percentage of studies. And part of this reason has to do with funding. So traditional NIH funding, a very large funding institution, only pennies on the dollar are spent in this type of work compared to other types of research, where the community is really not at the table. We think it's critically important to bring the community to the table because the problems that we're trying to address in our research occur in the community setting, and to not engage that setting and that population in the research really ignores the barriers and challenges that occur and can make the research less effective.